For France, for instance, has suffered heavy losses in this crisis. How much longer can we expect somebody like President Macron to be committed in light of some of the opposition he's facing at home?
Oh, they are not at all decided to leave. The chief of staff said they will be there maybe 30 years because there will not be a victory day. It's a long process. So they said that after they lost a lot of troops, I think 14 or 17, I don't
13,
remember,
yes, yeah.
a couple of weeks ago. So they are not, the decision is
Well,
not
there'll be
to leave
people
because
dead,
they
and
strongly feel that it's their duty and that the security of Europe will be impacted if the Sahel region stay in a chaos. So I don't think the problem is there. The problem is the acceptance of Africans of the international troops. There were problems, maybe, as you said, there were demonstrations along the route, women saying our husbands are dying, why are the French here? They have so much money and so much power and nothing is being improved. And then President Macron said, okay, I need all these friends, not all these head of state to come to Pau and to tell me what they want to do. And it was a very bad reaction. They don't feel that. France has to summon the people to come, the African head of state to come and summon, because the first people to be concerned are the Africans.
Right. But I think that meeting in Pau that you talk about is still going to happen, in fact, in early 2020, in January 2020. That meeting between African leaders and the French president is going to happen in Pau still. Let me bring in Stig.
There were a lot of discussion.
Yes, indeed.
Yes.
Let me bring back Stig into the conversation. Stig, as Marie-Roger Bilot has said, money alone is not enough. But a number of countries have committed large aid budgets to the Sahel, concerned about poverty and climate change, for instance. And yes, yet it's proving difficult to provide effective public services or grassroots economic development to the region. What needs to happen? The aid and the promises are there, so what else has to happen?
When I listened to the previous speaker, I so much agree with her with the African profile and the African emphasis, but I'm a little bit afraid also that we overemphasize these armies. You need to have local legitimacies for these armies, otherwise you will fail utterly. We need to have local support, and then the armies need to be seen as neutral. They need to be seen providing security at the local level. One of the big mistakes we've done is to leave areas to the control of some of these extremist organizations. We have these fast forces, including the French forces, who can defeat, for example, Jnim and the Islamic State in open battles, but they don't provide village security, leaving them to a kind of semi-territorial control that I write about in my latest book of some of these jihadist actors. And we have also these local conflicts, like the pastoral conflict with the nomadic population in Mopti that needs to be addressed. And here, the army hasn't been very efficient at all. It's partly seen as an actor and partly not seen as doing its job. So we need to emphasize not only on building up these armies, but we need to emphasize on building up the legitimacy of these armies as well as their human rights records, as well as building up a perception of them being neutral. Otherwise, that won't simply be efficient. But I so much agree that these solutions have to be local, but you need to look into local legitimacy. That's very important. And if we don't do that, we will see things going in the wrong direction still.
The solutions have to be local, but also with help, Stig, from the international community. What else, what other support can the international community provide at this stage?
The international community can do local conflict resolution, for example, in the Mopti and also Burkina Faso. Of course, there could be service provision, support service provision at the local level, but conflict resolution, that needs to be done, and maybe it has been neglected, and it should be especially emphasized in these areas where it looks like these groups can expand into. So Burkina Faso and also Mopti, this is very important. unfortunately, sometimes it's risks involved, and that makes some of the international actors shun away. But we need grassroots reconciliation in some of these areas combined with security efforts.
Thank you so much for a very interesting discussion. Marie-Roger Biloa, Stig J. Hansen, thank you both for being on Inside Story. And thank you as well for watching. You can always watch this program again anytime by visiting our website at aljazeera.com. For further discussion, go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/AJ Inside Story. You can, of course, also join the conversation on Twitter. Our handle is at AJ Inside Story. From me, Fuli Batibo, and the whole team here in Doha, thanks for watching. Bye for now.
Said Pakistan's previous minister has been sentenced to death for treason.
Well, that's unfortunate, isn't it? It's not the first time that a head of state of Pakistan, Benazir Bhutto's father, was executed.
Was he?
Mm.
There you go.